Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you're heading out on your walk with me today is the best time. So glad that you could join me. Let's make this the best time of your day today. Hey, it's Coach Lisa, and today we are going to talk about your why. So first things first, a few logistics. So you're probably already out walking, and hopefully you've done a little bit of warm-up before. But the way that my recordings work is they're a total of 15 minutes. I'm going to talk to you for 5 minutes. Then at that point, if you want to take a break and listen to your own thing, music, podcast, go for it. The second 5 minutes is to be listened to in the middle of your walk. And then the third 5 minutes will be the end of your walk. So if you're doing 15 minutes, then just listen to it straight up. If not, you can pause it and then come back to me. So again, good job being here. I appreciate that you're taking the time for yourself. And even though this isn't a form-focused walk, the first thing I always remind people is to just lift through the crown of your head. You know, that kind of opens up your airway, gets you in good posture. Just take a nice deep breath in. And just let it out, sigh it out if you want to. Excuse me. So, one of the most important things, actually, before we get into the why, let's just talk about a few safety things. While you're out on your walk, make sure your shoes are tied, okay? Don't want you to fall down. And make sure, if you are listening to this through your earbuds, make sure maybe you have one pulled out, or you have those fancy ones that go below your ear, or you have a Bluetooth speaker. I just want to make sure you're really aware of your surroundings, not only where you're walking, watching for areas that you won't trip, but also being aware of people around you. I always carry pepper spray with me. So another idea for you, but just some of those things to keep in mind. And now I just want you to think about your why. Now I'm specifically talking about walking. It could be fitness, running, but you could do this for anything, your life, your job, a project. But one of the most important things is really understanding why you're doing this, because when you have a really strong why, it's going to help you get motivated and stay motivated. Now, it's not the only thing, but it's a very important thing, because when you really think about your why, then it gives you that extra motivation. So when you think about your why, for example, some people, which is a very common one, may say, because I want to lose weight. So my question to you is, why do you want to lose weight? And the idea of thinking about your why is to keep drilling down the next question. I want to lose weight because I want to feel good. Why do you want to feel good? So that you keep drilling down and really at the end of the day have something that you know is that one reason that to your core that I need to get out on my walk today because of your why. And that is just something I always recommend for you to do at any point in time. Even when I'm training people for a race, for example, it's always the first exercise we do. And it's really about getting aligned with your vision, getting aligned with yourself, right? And who you need to become to fulfill that why. Do you want to be somebody who walks consistently as part of your everyday life? And so you need to have a strong why and build on the tiny habits to get you to become that person. So as we're getting close to the end of this first 5 minutes, I just want you to think about that. And obviously don't do this while you're walking, but what you might want to do either when you get home, remembering this exercise is just sit down, write it down, drill it down, And when you end up with that one strong why, put it on Post-its, put it around, put a screen, put it on your phone screen, just something that can constantly keep you reminded of that. So now, if you're going more than 15 minutes, you can go ahead and pause and either ponder the question or go ahead and, just listen to whatever you need to listen to or do whatever you want to do, and come back to me when you're about halfway through your walk. Hello, I am back again. You may have continued listening because maybe you're doing 15 minutes today, or you continued on. And one of the things I just want to remind you of as I got back with you is to think about, again, just looking through the crown of your head, feeling your spine lengthening, feeling your neck lengthening. Crown of your head is going towards the sky like you have a string pulling you up. And then make sure you're feeling those shoulders drop away from your ears. So you're lengthening through the crown of your head, but letting your shoulders. Sometimes I like to make pretend and imagine I have weights in my hands that helps kind of bring my energy of my arms down to kind of really give me that lengthening of the neck. So hopefully that helped you. And I don't know what pace you've been going at this time. So always know that whatever pace you decide is the right pace for you. So I'll invite you, if you've been keeping a pretty steady pace, to maybe pick it up a little bit. Okay, nothing crazy. If you want to, because you're halfway through your walk, just to give a little bit of a boost of energy, I like to do that. I just start, moving my feet a little faster, maybe add my arms in there. But just something to think about. If you're having a nice, enjoyable walk and you don't want to increase your pace, that's awesome too. So going back to your why, I want to give you a couple of visualizations that you can think about now. And again, if you haven't done, you haven't written these down and you're not sure yet, you can come back to this. But the first thing I want you to think about is this idea of who you're becoming. And I'm just going to focus specifically because I'm a walking and running coach and I help people make this a lifestyle. And if you want to be somebody who makes exercise, walking, running a lifestyle, how does that look like? What does that look like? If you apply that to yourself, imagine, what does that mean? What would your life look like? Okay, just imagine. I like to really focus on feeling, because once I made it a lifestyle, sometimes it's hard to get out that door, but there's just nothing more amazing to me than getting out. And I'm saying this with a smile as I'm walking, recording this. Put a smile on your face right now. See how that feels. A little sidebar. But, when I'm out, it just feels good. It's good for my body. It's good for my mind. It's good for my soul. While we're here, just focus and take a nice deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. Let any worries go. Just focus on how good it feels. So just visualize yourself. Maybe, what your day or life would look like if you were somebody who exercised. Now, you can focus on what you look like. Not my favorite, because I don't really like to focus on that, but, I get it. So, you can focus on how you might maybe look, maybe in that outfit that you've been wanting to buy. A new running tracksuit, I don't know. But just, focus on that. And again, how would it feel? How would it feel, not only to have that sense of accomplishment of doing something for you, however often you want to do it, but how does it feel? How does your mind feel? How are you feeling emotionally? to go down deep into spirit and soul. Like, how does it make your soul feel to move as often as you plan to? So that's one visualization that you can do. And then another one is to think about, as you're looking ahead, and think about what your why is. And imagine there's a billboard in front of you that says what your why is. And you're just staring at it. Of course, be careful, right? But you're staring at it and you are being led to this billboard or your why. And just, let it sink in your brain. You're just looking at this billboard. Of course, scan the ground, as you're approaching it. But just think about, it could be in neon letters. Pick your favorite color. Get creative. But just so that you have this forward momentum going to your why. Okay, I think I went over 5 minutes. So you can pause this again, and I'll be back to finish up this walk with you whenever you're ready. And welcome back. Here we are at the end of our walk, the last 5 minutes. Again, I always go through this. It's always running in the back of my mind, lifting through the crown of my head, making sure my posture's aligned. Sometimes as we get to the end of our walk, depending on how long we went or just, whatever, our bodies tend to hunch down. We kind of get a little lazy. And I don't mean lazy in that sense, but our bodies just kind of, are not really as aligned as they should be to be in the space of walking. So just lifting through the crown of your head, dropping the shoulders again, and think back to what you just did. Pat yourself on the back. It might have been easy for you to get out today. Maybe it wasn't. Doesn't matter, but you got out. Doesn't matter if it was for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever pace you went. Definitely, if you did increase your pace, you could start slowing it down now and just, kind of give yourself a little pat on the back. Nice job. So during the cool down, what you really want to do is just start slowing your pace down and start, again, focusing on your breathing and, again, just reflecting on what a great job you did. You got out today. You did it. You're a rock star. You're amazing. Hey, I'm out walking while I'm recording this, so I'm saying this to myself right now too. It wasn't something, of course, I always love to get out, but, sometimes life happens and we get busy. But I had a strong why. One of them was to record this because I like to record these while I'm actually walking. It helps me talk to you more and give you different things to think about, because those are things that I think about. So as we're just approaching the end of this walk, again, make sure when you get back, do a little bit of stretching. And, I assume you've been drinking water. I did forget to say that for the safety that you should carry water. Of course, I live in Arizona, so a little more important here. But and I'd say within the next hour, eat something good and nutritious. I'm not here to judge what you're going to eat, but definitely put something back in your system. You did use up some energy, some calories, definitely usually recommend a little bit of everything, a little protein, a little fat, and a little carbs. So I'll probably have some peanut butter pretzels. It's the thing that just popped in my head. But at any rate, I really hope you enjoyed this walk with me. And again, congratulations for really taking some time for you. At the end of the day, this is what this really boils down to, is really taking time for yourself and what matters to you. And if you have that strong why, and if you have people in your life, if you have people you live with, partners, kids, sometimes it really helps to get them in on your why too. Let them know how important it is that you take some time for you. You know, the whole sounds cliche, but you know, giving yourself the oxygen mask on the airplane before taking care of somebody else is exactly what we're talking about here. If you want to be the best human you can be, you've got to take care of you first. So congratulations on doing that, and have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or night.